If you are looking to make money sports betting, OddsJam is the biggest tool that's at your disposal, and you need to know how to use it. Hello, my name is Logan. I'm a Harvard student studying statistics, astrophysics, and computer science, and I'm here today to walk you through everything you need to know about how to use OddsJam. OddsJam is a website that compares odds across multiple sports books, finds discrepancies in the market, and gives you mathematically profitable sports betting opportunities. But in order to find these opportunities, it's really important to understand how the website works, how to navigate it, and how to make money. So I'll be breaking down everything that you need to know in this video so that you can make money using OddsJam. All right, so here we are on the OddsJam website, and I'm going to be breaking down the different tools that you have available to you, and then we'll dive into each one individually to get a better idea of how to use it. So the primary tools that you're going to be using on OddsJam are going to be the positive EV tool. This is probably the biggest and most useful tool, so you'll probably spend most of your time here. But the arbitrage tool is also incredibly useful, as well as the middle tool and the low hold tool. Also, if you have any free bets, definitely take a look at the free bet converter. If you need any calculators, OddsJam has every calculator that you can imagine. So just whatever you're looking for, go to the calculators tab and it's right there for you. And also, if you're on any daily fantasy sports books like Prize Picks, Underdog, No House Advantage, the Fantasy Optimizer is a must-have. So those are the main different tools that are available to you. First, we're going to dive into the positive EV tool so we have a good understanding of how that works. Like I already said earlier, this tool is one of the most useful tools on the site and is probably where you want to spend the majority of your time. Almost all successful sports bettors on OddsJam use the positive EV tool to make their bets, so I'm going to be explaining to you guys how it works and how you can use it. With the positive EV tool, it's super easy to get profitable sports bets. It does all of the work for you. It scans different sports books, pulls their odds, and finds discrepancies in them. Then it analyzes those discrepancies to tell you what to bet on. For example, take a look at this Orioles versus Yankees bet for tomorrow. OddsJam recommends that we bet Adley Rutschman over 1.5 total bases. You can see FanDuel's paying out plus 150, whereas every other book is around plus 115 or plus 120. That's a huge discrepancy in the market right there, because FanDuel is paying out way more than any other book is. And because of that discrepancy, this is a mathematically profitable bet. So you now see this mathematically profitable bet and you want to place it. So you might be wondering, how much money do you risk? OddsJam tells you should risk $80, at least in my case, because my bankroll is around $4,000. You can customize however much money you have available to you to sports bet, and OddsJam will adjust your recommended bet size accordingly. Now, it also tells you how profitable the bet is. It tells you it's 5.7% expected value. That means over the long term, if you were to take this bet over and over and over again, you would expect around a 6% return on your money. Obviously, you can either only win or lose this bet, but over the long run, you can expect your return to average out to a particular percentage. In this case, 5.7%. So now you see that this bet is profitable by 5.7%. OddsJam even tells you how much money to risk on it, and now you want to keep track of whether it wins or loses. So you go over here to this plus button, you say how much money you risk, and then you go say save, and OddsJam will keep track of the bet for you to see whether it wins or loses, keep track of your profits and losses, all over in the bet tracker, which we'll get to a little bit later. But that's the general gist of the positive EV tool. It does all of the work for you, finds the profitable bets. All you have to do is place them on whatever book it tells you, and then keep track of it right here. That's the main gist of the positive EV tool. There's no fancy voodoo magic going on or anything else that's really going on behind the scenes that you don't understand. It's really that easy. One thing I also wanted to mention was that you can go up to filters and play with bets that you recommended a little bit. For example, you can limit it to just the sportsbooks you're on. If you go to the sportsbooks tab, you can also say what sports or leagues you want to bet on, what dates they are, or minimum max odds, all those things. So yeah, filters tab is very useful if you're looking to get a more specific type of bet. But that's really all there is to know about the positive EV tool. It's super easy. So let's move on to arbitrage betting. The OddsJam arbitrage tool is another incredibly useful tool that's at your disposal. Effectively, what it does is it finds risk-free sports betting returns where no matter what happens in the particular game that you're betting on, you can guarantee a profitable betting return. For example, looking at this Royals versus Twins game, if you're on both FanDuel and DraftKings, which are two of the biggest books in the nation, you can guarantee a 7% return on your money just by betting on Joey Gallo to hit a home run or not hit a home run on both books. All you need to do for an arbitrage bet on OddsJam is look for books that you're on, in this case, FanDuel and DraftKings looks like a great pair, then go over to the calculator, tell it how much money you have available to bet on this particular bet in either book. Let's say we have $500 on DraftKings. And then it tells you in order to optimize your profit, you need to put $161 down on FanDuel, and that guarantees $48 of profit. No matter whether Joey Gallo hits a home run or not, if you bet him to hit a home run for $161 on FanDuel and him not to hit a home run for $500 on DraftKings, you walk away $47 richer. So the arbitrage tool is incredibly useful. Once again, just like the positive EV tool, you can go up to filters to mess around with what sports books you're looking at, what odds you're looking at, what leagues you're looking at, all those fancy things. But the arbitrage tool is super easy to use, just like the positive EV tool. It does all the work for you. All you have to do is tell it how much money you have available on each book to play, and it'll tell you how much to play on the other book, and then you guarantee a risk-free return. All right, so here we are on another very useful OddsJam tool for you to get acquainted with, and that's the low hold tool. This is very similar to the arbitrage tool where you're going to be betting on both sides of a particular line, but there's one important difference. With the arbitrage tool, you're guaranteed to walk away with a profit. With the low hold tool, you're either going to walk away with a 0% return or a slightly negative return. So you might be wondering, why would anyone be inclined to do this? And there's a couple reasons. The first is the low hold tool is very good for helping you to get through sportsbooks rollover or playthrough requirements. So oftentimes sportsbooks will give you incentives to sign up, but there will be a certain catch on that incentive, which is you have to play through, $10,000 worth of sports bets in order for your money to be withdrawable. With the low hold tool, if you take a 0% hold bet, you can walk away with no loss while still managing to get through some of this playthrough, and that's very useful. So again, there's zero risk, and in most cases with the low hold tool, zero return. But the actual return is that you're getting through your playthrough, or maybe you're earning incentives at a sportsbook, because a lot of sportsbooks offer you certain rewards points or something if you get through, a certain amount of playthrough. So the low holds tool is very useful, but another reason you want to be acquainted with the low holds tool is it helps you find profitable bets. Anytime you find a 0% hold bet, one of the sides has to be mathematically profitable. So by looking at the low hold tool and then expanding out one of the bets, you can sort of see what's profitable here. For example, looking at this example for Reds versus Nationals, you can see the entire market is heavily favoring over 9, and Circa is only at minus 120. So whereas DraftKings is also highlighted in green at plus 120, the other books are close to it at plus 115 or plus 118, whereas Circa's all on its own here at minus 120. So you could bet on both sides of it if you're looking to get through playthrough, or if you're looking for just mathematically profitable bets, you can come here to the low hold tool and sort of manually dig for some on your own. For example, this Circa bet here is very likely mathematically profitable because it's a complete outlier from the rest of the market. So the low hold tool is a great place where you can look for other positive EV bets that don't come up on the positive EV screen, or you can use it for its intended purpose of helping you get through sportsbook playthroughs, but that's entirely up to you. I'm just trying to show you how to use it. Also, I wanted to mention, just as you can manually look through bets on the low hold page, you can do the same thing on the arbitrage page, where I said earlier that if you have a 0% hold bet, one of the sides must be profitable. That's also true of arbitrage bets. So take a look through the arbitrage page if you're looking for more high value bets that don't come up on the positive EV screen. But once again, that's entirely up to you. But now you know how to do it. So onto the final main tool that I wanted to introduce you to, which is the middle tool. The middle tool is where you're going to find your lottery picks. And it's a super fun way to make low risk, high reward bets that are, sort of unique. In that low risk, high reward, we typically think of like a parlay maybe, but with middles, oftentimes you can risk maybe even $0 and still have the chance to walk away with hundreds or thousands. And the way that works is with the middles tool, you're looking for when sportsbooks lines disagree and they're far enough apart that you can bet an over on one book and an under on the other book, and there's a chance that both of those bets win. So there's no really great examples that are available right now, but I'll give you one verbally instead. Imagine that the Lakers are playing the Celtics, and FanDuel sets the over-under at 210, and DraftKings sets the over-under at 220. Now, if you bet the over 210 on FanDuel and the under 220 on DraftKings, there's a really good chance that both of them hit. And there's also a really good chance that they don't hit. But if both bets don't hit, at least one of them will. So you're guaranteeing that you can walk away with winning at least one of the two bets, which is why it's low risk, but it's also high reward because both of them could hit. So a decent example here is looking at this Texans versus Ravens preseason game that we're projecting out here, where if there's exactly 46 total points scored, you would be able to push your bet on Pinnacle and you'd win your bet on DraftKings. So imagine you put down $500 on DraftKings, you should put down $417 on Pinnacle. But in the case where this game scores exactly 46 points, this bet would be pushed and this bet would be won, which means you'd walk away with $417 of profit. Now, I would not actually recommend placing this particular bet because it's a minus 2% middle, and that's not very good. You can find 0% middles where it's literally zero risk, and there's the potential to make hundreds of dollars. But it's a decent example to take a look at to get an understanding of how to use the tool. All you have to do is go over to the calculator, tell it how much money you want to risk on one book, and just like with the arbitrage or low hold tool, it'll tell you how much to risk on the other book, and then you can add it to the bet tracker and see your profits and losses. All right, another tool that I wanted to cover really quickly is the free bet conversion tool. As the name sort of implies, this is the place you want to come if you have any free bets or bonus bets on sportsbooks. A lot of people don't really know how to use free bets. If you have a $100 free bet on FanDuel and you place it on Red Sox money line at plus 100, I'm very sorry to say, but you don't really know what you're doing. Because in that case, there's at best a 50% chance the Red Sox win, and then you walk away with $100. But would you rather a 50% chance at $100 or a 100% chance at $80? With the free bet conversion tool, you can turn a free bet on any sportsbook into $70 or $80 of real money, risk-free. It's very simple. You just tell it whatever book you're on. Let's say we're on FanDuel. And then it will tell you all of the most profitable free bet conversions that are available to you. For example, if I were to bet on this particular tennis match with a $100 free bet, I could turn it into $77 of real money, risk-free, just by hedging that free bet with a $700 bet on Sugar House. So the free bet conversion tool is awesome to turn free bets into real money without any risk. This is the most profitable way to take advantage of your free bets in order to make the most money. So I highly recommend using it if you ever have free bets or bonus bets. All right, now here we are on one of the newest additions to OddsJam and also one of the hottest additions to OddsJam, which is the Fantasy Optimizer. Now, the point of this video is to explain how to use OddsJam, but I almost think this tool is too easy to use that it would maybe be demeaning for me to explain it to you, but I'll give it a try anyways. As you might have guessed, the mathematically profitable plays are in green, the decent plays are in yellow, and the bad plays to stay away from are in red. If you're looking to build a profitable slip on any of these apps, Prize Picks, Underdog, No House Advantage, Parlay Play, Fliff, Jock Market, Sleeper, this is the place you need to be. It tells you all of the best bets in green. Again, you can just click the bets you want to take. Say we're on Parlay Play and we just want to take the top 6 plays. Now we can add this to our bet tracker. We can see it's a 7% EV play. You've built yourself a profitable slip on Parlay Play using the OddsJam fantasy screen. I'm not going to insult you by explaining this anymore. It's really that easy. Good plays are in green, bad plays are in red. Click the ones that you're taking and track it. That simple. Right, now here we are on the bet tracker that I've referenced so many times throughout this video. Obviously, I think this goes without saying, but you need to be keeping track of your bets. If you're losing money in general, or if you're losing money in one particular market, you need to know that so you can adjust your strategy accordingly. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're not keeping track of all the bets you take. So after you click the check mark on any bet that you take across the site, it will get sent right here to your bet tracker for you to keep track of it. It'll produce this nice little calendar for you to keep track of, and it'll also keep your stats for lifetime, month, weekly, anything you can really think of over here in this massive profit over time window. It'll keep your weekly stuff so you can see nice graphs to get a visual. For example, you can see in Connecticut, we've been losing money on FanDuel. It's probably just negative variance or bad luck, but still, it's important information to keep in mind. Now, you can see there's so much information here to keep track of, and all of it is available to you once you just check the box on any bet you're taking. So I highly recommend keeping track of your bets using the OddsJam bet tracker. It also is very useful in that it keeps track of whether or not you're beating closing line value. You can see in Connecticut, we've been beating closing line value around 72% of the time. So that means you're getting bets that are more profitable than they would be before the game starts. So that's a very good indication that you're taking mathematically profitable bets, and you're only going to be able to see that very valuable information if you're using the OddsJam bet tracker. So definitely check it out. It's built right into the site. It's super easy to use from any of the other tools, and it will help to revolutionize your life as a sports bettor. So all in all, we've covered now the positive EV tool, the arbitrage tool, the low hold tool, the middle tool, the free bet conversion tool, the fantasy optimizer, and the bet tracker. All of these things I use on a daily or near daily basis, and they make my life super easy and super profitable as a sports bettor. So I want to share that knowledge with you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you guys. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I hope you learned a lot about how to use OddsJam from this video, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.